I'm sure we all know who Batman is. After all, he's become a household name and an icon since his first introduction in 1939. But, as a bit of a spoiler, this TED Talk won't be about Batman. Instead, it'll be about One Piece. The reason I want to talk about One Piece is because I'm a fan of it. And I've been hooked on it since I first read it in 6th grade, and now I'm in my senior year. And second is because I want to show why a manga that only started in the 1990s has been able to outsell Batman and become the highest grossing manga of all time. The creator of One Piece, Oda, has first off created a interesting world that has hooked readers. Oda's world is very simple at first glance, with it being broken up into 6 major parts. You have the 4 blues, north, south, east, west, and you have then a horizontal ocean that is called the Grand Line, and then you have a vertical landmass called the Red Line. All of these are very simple, very short names, and if you're a new reader, they're not very intimidating or hard to understand. But this simplicity also gives Oda the creative freedom to give each individual island its own unique characteristics and personality, and no 2 islands feel the same or boring. They all have a very unique spin to them, memorable locations, and just a very clear theme. Another thing Oda does very good is he connects his world to the real life. So a lot of islands are inspired off of real life places, like Water 7's Venice, Italy, Wano Kuni's Japan, and Dressrosa is based on Spain, and there's many more examples. This also helps him connect to the reader more, and the reader never feels like the world's too wacky or too unrealistic and can always feel a bit grounded in it. Well, next Oda needs to have characters to fill this world, and he's very good at doing this as well. Oda has created many characters that all feel unique. Well, some are less interesting than the others, none are boring, and they're all have good designs. And even now, at almost chapter 1100, we're still getting new characters, new designs, new abilities, and new backstories. And speaking of backstory and just depth to his characters, some side characters like Senor Pink have entire backstories dedicated to them, and they're fan favorites, and they're just a minor side character. And then the main Straw Hats all have backstories. You could name their motives, what they would do in the afternoon, and you know these characters' motives, their hates, their wants, their desires, and you can apply this to the villains as well. So by the end of the arc, you can understand why the Straw Hats are there, why the antagonists are there, why there's conflict, why there's strife, why you want one side to succeed, why maybe both sides have a right and a wrong, and all the stories have unique dynamics to them, and it never feels boring. But despite all of this praise, I don't think these are the main reasons One Piece is successful. I think even though One Piece isn't classified as a mystery, it's classified as a action shonen, I think One Piece mysteries are its biggest reason why it's lasted over 20 years at this point. One Piece has so many mysteries that I couldn't name them in an hour. But some of these mysteries have lasted over 20 years. Some fan favorite characters like Red-Haired Shanks were just introduced in chapter 1, and we're almost at 1100 now. We still know nothing about. There's still theories about him. We don't even really know his last name. And some other mysteries, we don't even know the main villain's face. We know nothing. And the name of the show, One Piece, that is the greatest mystery. We know nothing about the One Piece. It could be a thing of rice for all we know, but just the fact that Oda delivers on these mysteries, and some of these mysteries that we waited 10 years for, they're so good to read that chapter. You discover them, and they keep people coming back and back and back because you need that sense of satisfaction of knowing how's it going to end. So, in conclusion, Oda has created a masterful world that is simple at first glance to not intimidate new readers, but so complex and well designed that it'll hook new readers to just fall in love with the magical places he's made and some of those crazy ideas that he can put on paper. And then the characters he puts in these worlds are all unique. Some have such silly designs, everyone has a little gimmick, but they're also serious characters as well. And you can find character of any look, any build. All the characters in One Piece are uniquely built. And then the mysteries, that's the core of One Piece. What's the One Piece? And just, why are we here? That is why One Piece has so many fans and why I have kept reading it all this time. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.